Why we keep falling for the wrong people. The psychology behind toxic relationship patterns. Have you ever promised yourself, never again, only to end up dating someone who hurts you in almost exactly the same way? Different face, different name, same ending. Maybe they were emotionally unavailable. Maybe they manipulated you. Maybe they made you question your own worth. And somehow, it happened again. Here's the unsettling truth. Your brain isn't always attracted to what's healthy. It's often attracted to what's familiar. Today, we're exploring the psychology behind why intelligent, self-aware people repeat toxic relationship patterns, and why breaking the cycle is much harder than simply choosing better. So your brain loves familiarity. One of the biggest misconceptions about relationships is believing we consciously choose every partner. In reality, much of attraction happens beneath awareness. Psychologists have long studied something called attachment theory, originally developed by John Bowlby and later expanded by Mary Ainsworth. The idea is surprisingly simple. Our earliest relationships become the blueprint for how we experience love. If love felt safe, we tend to seek safety. If love felt unpredictable, our nervous system may mistake unpredictability for chemistry. This doesn't mean childhood determines your future. But it does shape what feels emotionally familiar. That's why someone calm, emotionally available, and consistent can actually feel boring, while someone hot and cold creates excitement. Except that excitement often isn't love. It's anxiety, repetition compulsion. There's another fascinating psychological concept called repetition compulsion. Originally introduced by Sigmund Freud and still discussed in modern psychotherapy, it describes our tendency to unconsciously recreate unresolved emotional experiences. Not because we enjoy suffering, but because part of the mind hopes this time the story will end differently. Imagine growing up constantly trying to earn a parent's approval. Years later, you meet someone emotionally unavailable. Instead of walking away, you try even harder. Not because they're the love of your life, but because your brain recognizes the emotional script. It's trying to rewrite an old chapter using a new person. Unfortunately, most people don't heal old wounds by repeating them. They simply reinforce them. Why toxic relationships feel so addictive. There's another piece of the puzzle: intermittent reinforcement. Behavioral psychology has shown that unpredictable rewards create stronger habits than consistent ones. It's the same principle that makes gambling addictive. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And because you never know what's coming, you keep playing. Toxic relationships often work exactly the same way. One day they're affectionate, the next day they're distant. Then they return with apologies, affection, or promises. Your brain starts chasing the next emotional reward. What feels like deep love may actually be your nervous system trapped in uncertainty, not security. Here's the most important thing to remember. Repeating toxic patterns doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't even mean you're choosing pain. It means your brain is following an emotional map it learned long before you knew it existed. The good news? Maps can be redrawn. The moment you begin noticing the pattern, you stop living it unconsciously. Healing isn't about finding different people. It's about becoming a different version of yourself before choosing the next relationship. Because when your definition of love changes, the people you're attracted to change too. And maybe the healthiest relationship you'll ever have won't feel like fireworks. It'll feel like peace. If this episode made you see your relationships differently, follow the podcast for more psychology-backed conversations about the hidden patterns shaping our lives.